Harry Potter is a fantasy behemoth. With 7 books, 8 movies, 3 spin-off films, a play, and various accompanying stories, it is undeniable that Harry Potter is a juggernaut in the world of fiction. It is even getting a new live-action series coming to HBO Max, and while I do not feel that this is wholly necessary, that doesn't mean I wouldn't like to audition for a part. If you want to help my chances with that, because looking at this cast list, I'm going to need it, please show this video some love. But back on track, if you were a kid growing up in the 90s or early 2000s, it is likely that Harry Potter played a fundamental part in your reading journey. And I cannot be the only kid who dreamed about an opportunity of getting that letter of admittance to Hogwarts, getting a wand at Ollivander's, and boarding the Hogwarts Express. Well, at least I got one of these things now. But, try as I might, outside the wizarding world of Harry Potter and Universal Studios, I've never been actually able to cast any real magic with this thing. Which leads me to the question, if I did have access to magic and I could learn any 5 spells, which 5 would I want to learn that I believe would be the most useful to me in day-to-day life? Let's talk about it. Coming in at number 5, I have Scourgify, and before I get crucified for not actually showing the Scourgify spell, I could be wrong, but I don't think the spell ever shows up in the movies. So you might be thinking, why would I want a spell that is so useless and never even makes an appearance in the films? And that is because you will notice to be a trend in both my Naruto and Harry Potter top 5s, I am lazy. Scourgify is a cleaning charm capable of instantly cleaning dishes, clothes, and stains with a wave of your wand. Now, I am a human being, and unless human science has evolved way past where I believe it will, humans are not immortal. And while I know that some people actually find joy in cleaning, I am not one of those people. The fact that this spell instantly makes daily cleaning chores a thing of the past is enough reason to be on this list, and if you, like myself, own a little long-haired furball, this spell is a must-have. Now, I don't know if you could clean your pet with this spell, but it would definitely make at least having to lint roll the fur off the couch a much less time-consuming task.
Have it your way.
Okay, so the next spell on my list is Avada Kedavra. Now, have you ever really just hated someone? And for real though, coming in at number 4 is Expelliarmus, the Disarming Charm. And when it comes to defensive magic, there is no spell greater than Expelliarmus. Sure, Protego is a literal shielding charm, but Expelliarmus goes a step above that. The Disarming Charm forces the wizard hit by the spell to give up whatever they are holding in their hands. Should that item be a wand, an extra effect takes place. As Ollivander tells Harry the first time he gets his wand,
"The wand chooses the wizard, Mr. Potter. It's not always clear why."
And as we learn from Ollivander again in the Deathly Hallows, wands are capable of shifting their allegiance through the Disarming Charm.
Perhaps not, if you won it from him. I sense his allegiance has changed.
For that reason, in the Harry Potter universe, Expelliarmus is extremely broken. It is actually the wand allegiances that help win Harry the fight against Voldemort at the Battle of Hogwarts. And all that is required to earn the allegiance of your opponent's wand is to disarm them with this charm. Essentially, rather than having a bullet-resistant shield that protects you from gunfire, you can rig your opponent's gun to jam every time it's pointed at you. And if that's not worthy of one of these spots, I don't know a spell that is.
For example, Oculus Reparo.
Coming in at number 3 for me is Reparo and all its derivative spells. Now, I put the spell this high for 2 reasons. One, because I can be a little bit clumsy and impatient. Let me tell you a quick story. When I was building my first computer as a teenager, I didn't really read the instructions and ended up short-circuiting the system, ruining a $500 worth of parts. I learned from that lesson, and I've built more computers since then, but if I had Reparo, I could have saved myself a pretty brutal conversation with my family. Not to mention the amount of mugs I've dropped and shattered in my lifetime. Beyond the convenience of having the ability to fix anything instantly, I see this spell also as a great money-making opportunity. Those pesky car repair bills, gone. The cost of maintenance if an appliance breaks, gone. Heck, if a storm wrecks your house, gone. None of those bills are actually a problem, just wave your hand and presto, it's fixed. Additionally, the amount of money you can make with things like buying up fixer-uppers and reselling them or maintaining classic cars with ease is just a gold mine. In the movies and the books, we see that this spell can repair most small-scale objects, and in Hogwarts Legacy, we see that this spell is used to fix an entire bridge, so I don't know what the upper limit of this spell is, but it's pretty big. The way I see it, this spell is just printing money, and as far as I can tell, if you're subtle about this spell and you don't have the trace on your wand, it is a lifesaver.
Wingardium Leviosa.
Loading into number 2 is Leviosa or Wingardium Leviosa. I believe Wingardium Leviosa is just an advanced version of the first spell, but let me ask you a question. Do you want the Force? You know, the Force from Star Wars. Great, because if you do, you want this spell, as it gives you the basics of the Force. Essentially, if you can see something, you can manipulate it by making it move or float around the room at your will. Yes, it's not as advanced as the Accio summoning charm for bringing things to you, but the added utility the spell gives you in both combat and quality of life speaks for itself. In canon, we see Ron, someone with limited training at the time, defeat Quirrell's troll by dropping the troll's club on its head, and in Hogwarts Legacy, we see that this spell can be used to lift people and move them around. If you wanted to, I don't see why you couldn't just be slamming your opponents into the wall or the ground with a flick of a wrist. In terms of ease of life, lifting heavy things sucks, and this spell makes all of those struggles go away. Wave of your wand, you could put away folded laundry while lifting your car if it has a flat tire without the need of a jack, and if you're like me and you move around a lot, you don't have to worry about lugging your furniture up and down stairs because you were trying to save money. It's honestly just a fantastic spell.
Come on, Tom. Let's finish this the way we started. Together.
And finally, popping into number 1 is the skill Apparition. Now, I don't know if this is an official spell or just a skill wizards learn, but this is by far my favorite and most useful magical ability in the Harry Potter universe. Despite its ranking on this list, I don't have that much to say about it other than the convenience that it brings is unbeatable. If you watched my Naruto top 5 jutsu list, which I highly suggest you do, you know how I feel about the idea of almost instant transportation. It is beyond a convenience in this world where you have to work and go out and do things to be able to just pop from one place, appear in the other. And yes, Apparition is a little more difficult than something like the Flying Raijin that I talk about in my other video, but I still think that depending on your skill with it, and given that wizards do this almost every day in the Harry Potter universe, I don't think it is that dangerous to disregard using it. I think if you're a little unskilled, you might want to practice for it, but we also would be theoretically living in a world where spells can just repair your body if it gets severed off. With that said, the ability of just being able to travel and avoid traffic, travel and avoid waiting times, travel to other countries even, and just not have to sit in those grueling chambers that are airplanes for hours and hours and hours if you love to travel, just make it so that there is no way I could put any other spell above Apparition on this top 5 list. It is the greatest spell in Harry Potter and the one that I would want the most. And that, my friends, are my top 5 most useful spells I'd want from the Harry Potter universe. How did I do? Leave me a like and comment down below, and if you want more content like this, check out my top 5 Naruto jutsu for real life. And if you want more reading and fantasy style content, check out my playlist as I give my thoughts while reading through Brandon Sanderson's Cosmere. Thank you all for watching, and until next time, peace.